What are the annual requirements to keep your company in compliance with Hong Kong laws and policies? Just like we talked about Chinese company maintenance, now today's video is about Hong Kong company maintenance. And annually, every year, you have to follow certain things in order to keep your company in order. Before we go ahead, once again, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jasur. I am the founder and legal representative of a company called JR & Firm. We're a corporate and financial/accounting service provider based in Hong Kong, and we have offices in China. You would like to get in touch with us, you can always send us an email or book a call with me. And please visit our website and you can see our services. Now, going back to the topic, Hong Kong company compared to China, much easier to maintain. But of course, there are certain things that you have to follow and repeat every year. Once you set up a company and your company is active, number one thing every year you have to do is something called annual return. Annual return must be done after the first anniversary within 42 days. Let's illustrate. Imagine your company is registered 1st of January to 2025. Your company's first anniversary is going to be 1st of January 2026. And starting from this date, within 42 days, your annual return for your company is due. Okay, of course, if you have registered the company through us, we're going to do it for you. You don't have to do anything. It's just sometimes it happens so that we cannot get in touch with the clients. They are traveling somewhere on business trips or vacationing, etc. That's why I suggested, please, set an alarm actually on your calendar so that you stay in contact with us. That's very important. Not very often, but some clients hard to be connected, via anything. So that is annual return. Next thing is very important, which is business registration certificate renewal. Business registration certificate is actually when we're incorporating your Hong Kong company, you can tell us from the beginning, actually, you want to get it for 1 year or for 3 years, because you have the option. You can apply for 1 year or you can apply for 3 years. But if you have applied, let's say, for 1 year, then you must renew this BR certificate the next year, following year. So we're going to do it together with the annual return. Of course, we usually start the process 1 month prior expiration date. We send reminders to all the existing clients 1 month prior their expiration date, basically. And if you are always in contact with us, you don't have to do anything basically except for the payment for the services. You don't have to provide anything for annual return and for the business registration certificate renewal, because these are not linked to your taxation, which I'm going to explain in a moment. First tax filings now, this is the third thing, are only due when the company becomes 18 months. Okay, you can calculate basically, again, for illustration purposes, your company is registered 1st of January 2025 and plus 18 months, then you have to anticipate that your first profit tax return basically is going to be due, because you will receive a reminder, you will receive a letter from the Inland Revenue of Hong Kong when your company becomes 18 months. And this is when your first tax filing is going to be due. And of course, licensed CPA in Hong Kong we have one in Hong Kong, is going to quote you based on the number of transactions. And together with the profit tax return, there is a mandatory audit of your financial statements. Mandatory audit, of course, is going to be prepared by a licensed CPA again, and they are attached together and then forwarded to Inland Revenue, basically tax department of Hong Kong. Now, this is when you have to provide something from your side. Okay, when again, just to make it simpler. When the company becomes 18 months, you are expected to provide all of your bank statements, okay, all of your bank statements to us, to our CPA. Then the CPA is going to, first of all, audit them, and then prepare profit tax return, basically. And based on all these transactions you have over the course of 18 months, you will be quoted, okay, filing fees. So these are generally, like different for every company based on the number of transactions, once again. And there's no one flat fee, okay? So this is the financial first tax return, basically, an audit of your financial statements. The next thing, very important as well, which is employer's return. Employer's return is basically if you hire somebody, it can be anybody. It can be in Hong Kong, and it can be elsewhere outside of Hong Kong. But the point is, if you hire somebody under your Hong Kong company name, then you have to inform the Inland Revenue, which is tax department, again every April, basically. Before April, every April. So we are going to basically remind you again right before April every year. We're going to ask you, have you hired anybody? And if you paid salary to them. If yes, then we have to let the tax authorities know. Of course, there's going to be a small fee for filing, not very expensive. It's just, mandatory thing to do. So that's why we help our clients to do, employer's return as well. Now, these are everything that you have to follow. Okay. Once again, just to summarize, from the beginning. Number one, 42 days. Within 42 days after the first anniversary of your company is annual return. Number two is when the company has 1 year business registration certificate, then next year again, when the company's anniversary, is there, like 1st of January 2025, 1st of January 2026, then we have to renew your BR certificate. Okay, if the BR certificate was obtained for 3 years, then you don't have to do it. Number three is financial statements audit and first profit tax return that is due within 18 months. 18 months of company's anniversary, basically. So, like, company is established 1st of January 2025, then you have to add 18 months and then expect your first profit tax return, and you have to prepare audit of your financial statements. Of course, our CPA is going to help you with that. So next thing, lastly, employer's return. Employer's return is obviously for if you employ somebody, basically. And that's it. These are everything you have to know for your Hong Kong company to stay in compliance with Hong Kong laws and policies. Please stay in touch with us. If you're an existing client, don't disappear. Unfortunately, once again, that's not very common, but still, there are some clients we really struggle to get in touch with because, sometimes they're traveling, sometimes, most of the time, is actually vacationing, and sometimes they forget to do all these requirements every year. And then what's going to happen? Basically, if you delay the maintenance, to fulfill the requirements, of course, there might be some penalties from the tax authorities. So therefore, in order to avoid those, it's better to prepare them 1 month before. Okay, put a reminder on your calendar and calculate the dates from starting from the incorporation date, and then so you are reminded every year without any delays. So that's pretty much all, guys, about the Hong Kong company. Get in touch with us. Once again, GRN Firm, we offer corporate legal, financial / accounting services in Hong Kong, in China. We help establish your company. We help liquidate your company, and also obtain your special licenses both in China and Hong Kong. prepare your tax returns, audit your financial statements, and everything in between. As we mentioned, litigation, arbitration, also something we help with, contract drafting, both in English and Chinese, by licensed lawyers. So get in touch and we will talk about your specific situation. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.